Hi everyone, so it's Kiss.Makeup. I wanted to give you guys a quick disclaimer to let you guys know that this is not my everyday foundation routine. This is more like special occasion makeup for me. Honestly, it's too much makeup that I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing this on a regular basis. But the first thing I did was apply my Toofaced Lip Injection. If you're looking for a good lip plumper, please try this one out because it is the truth. And then I went ahead and applied my Benefit Porefessional primer all over my face. For a special occasion, when I need my makeup to last all night, I will alternate between that primer and my Milk of Magnesia. But I do want to try out the Nivea Post Shave Balm as a primer because I actually use it, after shaving. So I finally found a way to use my Smashbox BB water because I did not want that money to go to waste. So I just mixed it with my MAC Pro Longwear Foundation in the shade NC45, and that Smashbox BB water is in the shade Dark. Ignore the fact that it's upside down. It was a long day. So the first thing that I do is apply that BB water and that MAC foundation to the back of my hand to warm it up. Makes it a little bit easier to blend out later. So like I said, I apply that to the back of my hand. I believe I used about 2 to 3 of the drops of the Smashbox BB water, and then that I was comfortable with that color and that consistency. So then I take my e.l.f. Stippling Brush. This is my favorite brush to apply foundation with, and it was only $3. e.l.f. has some really good products and at a very reasonable price actually. So then I just begin tapping this color onto my face, never rubbing, only patting, except then I realized that I was definitely forgetting something. So this is the I forgot to color correct face. But no worries, I just went into my Anastasia contour kit in the color Dark, and then I apply that coral color wherever I have hyperpigmentation on my face. So I have this weird spot underneath my eyebrow, this area over my lip that makes me look like I have a mustache, these pimples that died and came back to life in the form of dark marks on my chin, now a couple other spots, but I basically apply that coral color to mute out any darkness, and then I'm going to go back in and cover it with foundation just so I get an overall smooth, seamless look. Next, I just went ahead and went back in with my foundation, and I just pat it all over my face, doing my best to blend it out. At some point, you're going to see me switch brushes after I have the color pretty much blended. I like to go in with a buffer brush, and I use my Morph brush for that. And then I just further blend things out just to make sure everything is seamless. You go ahead and blend it down the side of your neck and everything. Also, I didn't realize that I don't apply foundation to my eyelids, so I started incorporating that. I don't know why I hadn't been doing it before. It just makes sense, like, just so you have even color. But I guess better late than never, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and apply some of that foundation to my eyelids and down the side of my neck. Please don't be nervous for me. This color does oxidize, so it takes a minute to set in, but it is going to oxidize and it's going to look more like my skin tone, less oompa loompa, so don't worry. So the next phase of doing my makeup includes highlighting and contouring. On a regular day, I might do a slight contour, but I'm not too big on highlighting. But for a special event, I gotta go all out. So I use my LA Pro Conceal in the color Medium Beige, and I'm just going to do some of those cool little tribal print marks underneath my eyes. And I'm going to highlight the bridge of my nose and my Cupid's bow. I don't bother to highlight beneath my contoured area just because at some point highlighting and contouring becomes a little bit too much for me. But this is what I can do. So I do what I can and then I deal with it later. To contour, I actually use the color Beautiful Bronze, also by the LA Pro Conceal. And you might notice that I do these things that kind of look like arrows, and I just want to say that's exactly what they are. I found somewhere that doing those little arrows actually makes it a little bit easier when you're trying to blend it out. It makes it a little bit less harsh if you have the arrows pointed in the way you want them to go. And I also do a small arrow on my nose, on the tip of my nose, and I do the two little lines about midway down the side of my nose. I just don't like doing too harsh lines that go all the way down to your nostril. It's just not practical. It doesn't look realistic in my opinion, and it's really hard to blend out actually. So then I dampen my Real Technique sponge, the Beauty Blender dupe. I don't know if you guys know about that, but it's only about $5. So then I blend that out. That sponge is damp, and I'm primarily going to blend out my highlighted areas and use a different brush to blend out my contour areas. But I am going to blend out my nose contour. So I'm going to flip the sponge on its side when I get ready to blend it. And if you can notice, I'm patting. I'm always patting whenever I'm doing foundation or anything like that. You pat and not rub, because it kind of defeats the purpose of laying your color down just to rub, because you're going to move it around. But if you pat it, then it's different. And I kind of squeeze the sides of my makeup brush, and then I push the foundation, well, not the foundation, I push the concealer color upward when I'm blending out my contour. And that's what looks the most realistic to me. I don't like to use super dark contour colors because they don't look nice on me. And then I'm going to go ahead and set these contour and highlight in place. I'm not huge on baking, but I will set my contour with the pressed powder by Black Radiance in the color Rich Mahogany. And then I also set my highlighted areas with a mineral powder foundation by Mary Kay in the color Bronze 1. It's a few shades lighter than my skin tone, very similar to the color of the concealer. I just don't like using banana powder or anything like that. So I would just set it with a mineral powder because that's what I'm comfortable with. But again, it's all about what you're comfortable with. If you like your banana powder, then throw a pound on. No, don't put a pound, but you can use your banana powder if that's what you prefer. So the very last phase in my foundation routine is to highlight, probably by far my favorite part. And today I decided to use the Colourpop highlighter in the color Smokin' Whistles, just because I felt like it went well with this eye look. Speaking of the eye look, if you're interested in it, it will be posted very soon, so you can check that out. But I basically apply the Colourpop shade. It's best to apply it with your fingers. So I apply that, and I basically use it as a base because I apply the Champagne pop on top of it. If you feel like your highlight is too strong and you're not going for that whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer deal, then you can definitely use your Beauty Blender or your Beauty Blender dupe, and you can try to blend out your highlight a little bit, as you'll see me do in a second. Here I'm just fanning on that Becca Champagne pop, and I also decide to put some highlighter on the tip of my lip, like my Cupid's bow area. I apply that after I apply my lip color. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in seeing this look, stay tuned to my channel. There is so much more to come. Talk to you guys later.